I'll never forget the morning I decided a brand new Rolls-Royce was about to meet the business end of my 10-ton dump truck. And honestly, if you told me I'd be that guy, I would have laughed you out the room. But you have to understand, when someone blocks your driveway like it's their God-given right, there's only so much a man can take. Picture this. It's Monday, because of course it is. Monday is like the universe's favorite day to screw with you. I'm already late for a big construction job across town, adrenaline running on caffeine and nerves, and the last thing I want is drama before 7 a.m. I own my own dump truck, park it in my gravel driveway just outside the city. Nothing fancy, but it's my whole livelihood. You might think that'd be the start and end of my problems, but let me tell you, the real trouble in this neighborhood wears pearls at brunch and calls the HOA before dessert. Karen, yeah, that's what I call her, because honestly, it fits. She moved in 6 months back, right into one of those showy remodeled homes across the street. The type who acts like she's starring in a reality show that never got picked up. First it was the grass, then it was my ugly truck, then I swear she even complained my dog barked unprofessionally. I ignored it. I work 60-hour weeks, I keep to myself, just want peace and a hot meal at the end of the day. But Karen, man, she had a gift for getting under your skin. Last week she crossed the line. I just loaded up at the gravel yard. Came back home because I forgot my toolbox, and there it was, her gleaming white Rolls-Royce sprawled sideways across my entire driveway. Not a note, not even a half-hearted apology. My driveway is clearly marked. Big sign says commercial truck access, do not block. You can't miss it unless you want to. But that's Karen. Common sense is optional, apparently. I pull up next to her car, engine still running, and just sit there staring, willing it to disappear. It doesn't. I knock on her door and she answers in a silk robe, coffee in hand, like she's starring in a luxury ad. Hi, could you move your car? I need to get my truck in. She looks me up and down, slow as molasses, and then smiles, this little smug twist to her lips. Oh, I'm just having brunch with friends. It's only for a little while. You can park down the street. Like I'm the one causing the problem. I tell her, you're blocking my equipment access. That truck has to be parked here. It's not a choice. She laughs, waves her hand, says, I should find a more suitable place for that monstrosity. I keep it together barely and say, if you don't move it, I'll have it towed. She steps outside, arms crossed, robe swishing, and drops the HOA bomb. You tow that car and I'll have you fined for operating heavy machinery in a residential area. You know what I mean? It's always the folks who care the least about the rules who get real excited when they can use them against you. I call the HOA. They give me the runaround. Sir, you have to give her 24 hours notice before towing the cars technically on her side of the easement. Turns out she parked right down the center line, half in my driveway, half on her side, just enough to make it the HOA's problem and not hers. That night, after a brutal shift, I come home, her car's still there shining in the streetlights like a big middle finger. My dump truck had to park it half a block away on a slope, tools locked inside, and everything just praying nothing happens. That's when I decide, yeah, enough is enough. At sunrise, coffee in hand, I walk outside. Her Rolls-Royce is still there, not a scratch, practically begging me to do something about it. I fire up the dump truck, the engine roaring awake, and ease it into the driveway till I'm inches from her bumper. This wasn't about revenge. Not really. This was about boundaries, about standing up to people who treat the world like it's their personal amusement park. I pull the lever. The truck bed lifts and 2 tons of jagged gravel thunder down onto her luxury car, shattering the windshield, calving the hood rocks pouring in through the sunroof. Oh yeah, she'd left it cracked open, probably to let in the morning air. The sound is unreal, pure chaos. And in seconds, her beautiful Rolls looks like it just lost a fight with a mountain. I stand there, watch the last stone fall, and I gotta admit, I felt lighter. I call the police, then wait. Karen comes running out barefoot, screaming bloody murder. What did you do to my car? The cops show up fast. She's frantic, swearing up and down that I destroyed her property. But I've got photos, security cam footage, even a video of me asking her to move the car with her on camera, telling me to park it down the street. The officers look it all over, nod, and then one turns to her and says, Ma'am, this is a civil issue. His truck is on his property. You'll need to take this up with your insurance. I swear the look on her face, you'd have thought someone canceled Christmas. She's frozen, mouth open, and for once, not a word comes out. But you think that's the end? Not a chance. The very next day, she's filing a complaint with the HOA, wants me fined, evicted, whatever she can dream up. I show up at the hearing armed with everything: timestamps, audio security footage, even a copy of the city code proving I'm allowed to park my truck right where it is. The HOA tries to side with her, starts quoting rules about unsightly equipment, so I point out the clause that specifically lets owner-operators like me park registered trade vehicles on their land. Karen tries to spin it, says I'm violent, dangerous, a menace. But the board's seen the videos, the threats, her attitude. She loses flat out. Her complaint's tossed, and the board even warns her block another driveway and she'll be fined. Here's where it gets wild. 2 days later, I get a visit from a local news reporter. Turns out someone leaked the security footage and it blows up online. I'm suddenly Dump Truck Dave, some kind of folk hero. Millions of views, memes, people at my work site asking for selfies. Contractors want to shake my hand, my business gets a flood of new contracts, and for once the HOA leaves me alone. Best part, Karen's insurance won't pay out, turns out. If you park illegally on private property with warning signs posted, you're on your own. Last I heard, she shelled out over 50 grand for repairs. But rumor is that Rolls-Royce will never be quite the same. These days she drives a rental, keeps her head down, and if she sees me in my driveway, she crosses the street. No more complaints about my truck, my grass, or my dog. Just quiet, sweet, blessed quiet. I still see her from time to time, a different person, deflated like someone popped her bubble, and she still can't figure out how. Every morning when I back my truck in, I feel a little surge of pride. Because sometimes justice doesn't wear a uniform or carry a gavel. Sometimes it just looks like a guy doing his job and refusing to back down. But hey, that's just my side. Some folks say I went too far. Others call it karma, but I'll leave that for you to decide. What would you have done in my shoes? Ever had a neighbor push you so far, you snapped? Drop a comment. Share your wildest HOA story, and let's settle the debate. Where's the line between justice and payback in a neighborhood war?